How was your Canada Day?
Oh my God, it was full of food. I went to the Toronto FC game with my girlfriend and I spent like $60 like straight up on myself, just on concession food. I had pizza, I had like 2 hot dogs, I had a poutine.
Yo,
and then
serious?
I leaned over, like I'm dead serious. I leaned over and asked the guy next to me what he was eating because it looked so good. It was a pulled pork taco. If I had room, trust me, it would have been in my belly. Full of food. Happy Canada Day, guys.
Dysh. 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 Dysh.
Hey y'all, it's Onika.
And J.R.
And you are dishing with Dainty Dish. How you doing, J.R.?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm stuffed. I'm still a little stuffed from the game.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What was the score?
0-1.
Oh, okay. You knew how to say it.
Yes, I did.
You know how to say it.
I've dated some soccer players in my time. I've watched.
Oh.
I've gotten a yellow card before in a soccer game. Well, the team got a yellow card because of me. I'll tell you that story though.
You're ridiculous. You're ridiculous. Oh my goodness.
What you been up to?
I'm just doing okay. Just kicking it. I'm taking some time off. You know, I finally got better. My cold's gone, so I'm.
Thank goodness. You were miserable.
I know I was. Now I've been doing yoga now for like a week and a half, and I've
Oh.
just been straight, just like doing it daily, and I'm on it. So
You're back on that, eh?
I'm back on it. I feel good. I feel relaxed. I feel regenerated. Yeah, I feel good.
That's good. Taking any classes at all right now?
Yeah, I've got a improv.
Improv.
Yeah. So that's what's going on with me. This week's book is Whoever Tells the Best Story Wins by Annette Simmons. I'm not done it yet. It's not finished. So I don't want to talk too much about it, but obviously it's about storytelling. So you know me, it's like one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that. And yeah, that's it for me. Oh, and yeah, I want to say happy 4th of July to our American listeners because
yes, this will be
this Wednesday
out.
is on 4th of July.
Yes.
So yeah, happy 4th of July.
4th of July.
But that's it with me. What's going on with you?
I'm still reading, and I never mentioned this, but after we had our conversation on Common Sense, I decided to look into it, and I'm reading Everything is Obvious Once You Know the Answer, and it's like deep. Like
yeah?
it's like really thoughtful, and it really makes me feel like, you know what, Mom? Like you said that I didn't have common sense. Who knows if common sense really exists at this point? Like,
Whoa.
mind-blowing stuff. I'll keep you posted. I went to the thing is I went to the library after like 2 years of not going to the library. I just buy my books 'cause I thought I had a really big fine. Mm-hmm. And because I kind of went nuts and like took out like 18 books on slavery. It was like a different time in my life. So I took out like 18 or like 20 books on slavery and I didn't remember returning them. So I thought I had a really big fine, but I didn't. So I took out a couple books, and this one on being obvious is one of them. So
Okay.
I'm really excited. I'm excited to get back into
the reading game.
The reading game. And I was telling you about my yellow card from the soccer game that I went to. It was an ex-boyfriend's game. And the goalie basically kicked him in the chest and he went down. And so I ran onto the field and I started like screaming in the goalie's face. And they had to like have the other goalie come and drag me off the field. Like first I checked on my boo to see how he was doing.
Oh,
and
you
once
did?
he was all right, once he was like like he was breathing, I went straight after that goalie. So the team got a yellow card because of me, because I was wild. So I don't usually, that was the first live soccer game, the Toronto FC game that I've been to since that time, because I was like ejected basically.
Well, you thought it went across all soccer games, leagues, countries.
No, I just like boycotted soccer. I'm like, no more soccer. But then my friend had a free ticket and she gave it to me, and we had really good seats because her brother's like a soccer head, so we had really good seats. It was awesome.
Oh, neat.
And like I said, the food was delicious.
Concession food, I guess. Like you're into that kind of garbage.
No, honestly, it was just like the experience. Like I wanted to have the full like
Yeah.
buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks, even though that's baseball experience.
I don't care if I, what is it?
Ever get back. Yeah, that's what it is. Yes, I want to have that experience, but it's not, it hasn't helped my nutrition. I've been basically rebelling in the last couple of weeks. When it comes to my nutrition, I've been half doing the work. Like I've been trying to exercise and balance some kind of exercise routine every day, but I've been eating like shit. And I basically have this food baby in my belly that will not go away no matter how many planks I do.
Because you keep feeding the food baby.
I keep feeding the food baby.
Oh, okay.
I keep I just discovered Chipotle. Come on, give me a break, man.
I told you it was hilarious. So, like, what are we talking about your food baby today? Like, is
we're talking? It's nothing's off limits today. Nothing is off limits.
That's what I want to go through.
Nothing is off limits.
I want to make sure.
I want the harsh reality of my life right now, JR, and I feel like you're the one to give it to me. Like the harsh reality.
The harsh reality,
yes, of my life. Like, just give it to me straight, buddy.
I don't know. Like, I mean, where do you want to begin?
Let's start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start. Sound of music. Sound of music. Julia.
Okay. Let's start with what's in your fridge.
I have a sweet potato in there. I have some uneaten celery that's going bad. I try. I'm
not judging.
I've got some spoiled tomatoes, some spoiled mushrooms, and takeout from last night, halal guys, and mayonnaise, and jerk chicken seasoning sauce. I just had to throw away some chicken that I didn't use, so I feel really bad about that. Sorry, Mom. Like, I should have froze it. I had every intention of cooking it. That's my thing. I have every intention of cooking and like being a good girl, and then I discovered things like Chipotle, and then there's halal guys right there. Like, what am I supposed to really... So my mother would say no to your body. I could already hear her saying it in my head.
Well, you don't have to say no to it, but I mean, okay, you go to, like, I look at my fridge, right?
It's sparse.
But I've got Chipotle in my fridge, but I didn't go to Chipotle, right? Like, I've got quinoa in my cupboard. I've got, brown rice in my cupboard. I've got nothing but vegetables and stuff in my fridge. I just cut them up. Put them on some rice. I've got 2 avocados in there. That's guacamole, pretty much. I mean,
oh my god,
like it takes a little bit of effort, but you save so much money. Like 2 times at Chipotle will feed me for a whole week, the equivalent.
Oh my gosh, it sounds like realistic. Like, it sounds what you're saying is the truth, but then when your food gets instantly made for you, it's a different type of like feeling.
So I don't know. For me, the way I work, I kind of do get in a kind of routine. So as soon as I come home from the grocery store or the market, I prep everything and kind of do all that stuff right away. So today I went to the market and I bought fruits and vegetables. So if you look at my fridge now, all my fruits are peeled, they're cut, they're put in glass containers. I didn't get to do the vegetables and stuff yet, but I'll do that and just parcel them out and just put the greens into little containers right away, so that when I want to eat, I pull stuff right out.
Yeah, I think I just have always found cooking I don't want to say boring. It's not boring, but it's just overwhelming. I'm very impatient. It's like I don't have the patience. Like, people are like, oh, make this meal. It takes 15 minutes. I'm like, that seems like a really long time. Like,
I think the challenge
I just don't have patience for cooking.
Another thing is I think that sometimes people aren't willing to make the mistakes in cooking.
Yeah. You want your food to taste good right away.
Right away, and... Like, I love my dad to death, because when I was learning to cook, my dad ate some atrocious, like some downright disgusting meals. He's the only one. He's the only one. Like, and so I knew I could cook when my father was like, let me get another one of that or something. Like that's what I knew. Like that's what I knew.
Yeah.
You know. So, but he ate. It didn't matter. He tried it. He would eat it. He'd be like, no, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like healthy food tastes gross.
Define healthy food. I don't know.
Like a lot. Like I'm not a vegetable person. I didn't grow up with vegetables. I grew up with starchy foods like rice, potatoes, and meat. Like that was kind of what we ate. We didn't have salads. We didn't, you know that. Well, our
we had
families
salads in my house.
We didn't have salads like on a daily. If we had a salad, that meant someone was coming over that was going to eat that salad. Because if they didn't eat it, it would totally go to waste. I'm sorry, we don't eat salad in my family. No, my mom does, but
my dad loves salad. It was like a daily thing, so it was always there. So I ate salad.
So now I see like everyone replacing. Like they tell you in these meal replacement, these plans, these fad diets, and we'll talk about those because I've been on a couple, it feels like recently, that you normally replace like your rice and your pasta with lettuce, salad, kale, quinoa, that type of stuff. And none of that stuff is appealing to me.
Yeah, but don't do it overnight. Like, here's the thing. Like, I personally... I used to shop right at the farmer's market, get my kale like right there, like fresh stuff. I can't stand kale. Like I don't like it, right? So, but I found that the baby one, and if you steam it a little bit before you eat it, I can tolerate it.
It's tolerable.
It's So I found a way for me to take that in because I don't want it in a smoothie. I don't do smoothies. I just can't. I don't like them.
You don't like smoothies?
I don't like green smoothies.
No, that's
thanks.
gross. Smoothies should never be green. They should be like all the colors of the rainbow, but green.
No. So for some people it works. Just for me, I don't like it. That's just my thing. I don't like it. But what was your question again? I think I went off topic there.
No, I was asking like about how everything seems to be replaced by greens.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I remember where I was going with there. I was saying you do it a little bit at a time. So if you are accustomed to, like I know, our culture is a full plate of rice.
Oh yes.
With some meat.
With sauce, lots of sauce.
And some sauce. That's it. That's the meal. So,
and the vegetables, potatoes. That's what's in it. A yam.
If there is
a yam, an edo. A yam or an edo, some provisions. That's when you got when you had provisions. That's when you had your. And if your guides out there, you know what I'm talking about. Provisions.
So, if you start little by little substituting, so I mean, instead of having a whole plate of rice, have half a plate of rice.
Half a plate.
And then have half a plate of greens.
Like last night, I had brown rice because my mom made some curry for me, and she'll give me little like surprise packets of curry, and it's so awesome because I never know what's in them. And so I made rice and I had leftover rice, so I just took some soy sauce and some teriyaki sauce, and I just threw that on the rice, and I ate that at like 3 a.m.
So that's all sugar and sodium that you just ate.
It was like 2-3 a.m. I just got a craving for something. And I just went in my fridge. I'm like, whatever. I'm just gonna make this rice work.
Wow. But one other thing is, one way I found that it works to get those greens in is to actually mix them with the rice. Mm-hmm. So when you're eating it, just scoopful of greens, scoopful of rice, and cut the greens, like shred them. So they're like kind of like the coleslaw kind of texture.
Like the salad stuff, you mean?
Like kale. Like kale, I'm talking like kale and all that, the greens and stuff. Like if you don't like greens, I'm saying like I would say like shred them like kind of like really really thin, like how you would like a coleslaw. Like how you get those prepackaged coleslaws. You can even get like the prepackaged kale and spinach and all that kind of all that other stuff. Like I would just say like kind of like mix a bit of it with your rice, like as you're eating it. I wouldn't like make it with the rice and rice.
Okay,
but like no. But like when it's on your plate already,
mix it up.
Just kind of like take a spoonful of it both at the same time. Like when you're a kid and you're trying to mix all that whatever the thing you don't want to eat, like you kind of just mix it together because when it goes into your belly, it's all the same, right? So what's the big deal of like how you're ingesting it? You don't have to put it all. It doesn't have to go in separately.
I know. I feel like it's just spring came.
Yeah.
And I realized, I looked down and I saw this food baby in my belly that's been living there, it feels like, for at least the last year.
Full of sugar.
Full of sugar and fat and all things not good.
Yeah.
And I jumped onto that keto diet. Remember when I was trying to do that for 5 minutes?
Yeah.
And it was so strict because cousin S, one of our cousins that's recently come from Guyana, her husband does it. And he lost in like a absurd amount of weight. Like if you see the picture like before and after, it's absurd, but he's super disciplined.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's super disciplined. He's made it into a lifestyle. And I think some of these fads, if you can make it into a lifestyle, that's great. But
as long as you have also, like, you know, some visiting your doctor and your levels are being checked as well, because you don't want to jump in something and you get the results you want, but you know you're
damage or something.
You're
like
damaging
that.
some other part of your body, right? So,
yeah. I tried. It was high protein, low carb, no sugar, and vegetables or something like that. And it wasn't for me. Like, I love my juice. Like, you know how much I love juice.
Yeah, it's all full of sugar.
And it's all full of sugar, and I know it's not good for me. I used to take like 8 sugars in my coffee. I just had a coffee just now. It had like 2 Splendas. It was so bitter.
So it's interesting. So we are not health professionals. We are
no,
not nutritionists.
Not by any. We're just sharing our experiences
we're just talking out
with
here.
nutrition.
Yeah.
Like that's all we're doing.
But my naturopath, when we were chatting on one occasion, she about juice. I was like, hey, I drink juice, and she's like, okay. She's like, how many oranges do you think go into 1 glass of orange juice? And I was like, well, my mom used to make juice and apple juice and stuff when I was at home as a kid, and it takes like, you know, to get a nice hefty glass of juice, you're looking at like 3-4 pieces of fruit, you know?
Yeah, at least.
So you know, so I answered 3-4 pieces of fruit, you know, and she's like, yeah, whole pieces. I'm like, yeah. And she's like, when was the last time you sat down and ate 4 oranges or 4 apples? And I was like, oh shoot, that's hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, okay, that makes complete sense, because you know, when you're eating the fruit, you're eating the fibers. You're getting all that as well.
Yeah.
So it's like you drink a glass of juice. Like, how much sugar is that? And like, look at when you're giving a baby apple juice, how much water do you put in that thing?
Like a lot of water.
So as you get older, why do we continue to not?
It doesn't taste as good. That's why.
Yeah, I know.
That's
Trust
why
me.
it doesn't taste as good.
I love
it's like
juice.
trying to tell me to replace rice with cauliflower, which I actually did for a period of time. It was awful.
No, you got
cauliflower doesn't taste like rice. It tastes like cauliflower, people. Just FYI.
If you do something like a curry, you substitute the cauliflower rice for like a rice in a curry dish. Oh yeah, crazy, good, fantastic.
I know.
You can. I'm not like, you know, it's not rice, but it's still delicious.
Why do you think that? And this is a lot of girls. This isn't just me. We're using me as an example because
you're asking me about girls?
Yeah, I'm asking you about girls to see.
Okay.
I want to see your answer to this question because I haven't answered the question. I just want to see what your answer is going to be. So, why do you think it is that, like, when springtime seems to hit, girls tend to want that, like, beach body? They start getting into these fad diets. They start not necessarily taking care of themselves while they're like, they seem to be, because they're, you know, exercising more, but they basically exercise more and eat less. Like, that seems to be the trend. So,
well, I remember having a conversation with one of our younger cousins, and she explained that no. It starts in January or February. Like, that's when you start working out to get to the body that you want, so that by the time May, June come around.
Well, I missed the boat.
Yeah,
I missed the boat.
You can't just start working out in July because you want to have the body in July. No. You got to start this stuff. You got to put an effort. The work in. You got to put in before. But back to your question at hand was, why do I think women do it?
Yeah.
I think there's multiple reasons. I think some of them are doing it because they want to be healthy, and looking good is a byproduct of being healthy.
Yeah.
So I think there's a large percentage of women that do it for that reason. I think there's a percentage of women that do it because they are trying to improve on some sort of insecurity, which is cool. I mean, hey, if that's what helps you, I mean, guys, we do the same thing when we, you know, make money, or, you know, we get that car or whatever, like, you know, whatever. So you do you in that regard as well. And then you have some women that I think that just do it to, let's just say, make money,
impress men.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Gold diggers. The gold diggers.
They have to stay in shape. They definitely have to stay in shape.
Yeah, they gotta make sure they stay in shape.
They got to be on that Kanye workout plan. So.
Why do you? I just gave you.
Why do I do it? I think I do it for the second reason that you said. I think it's like mentally, I have my insecurities when it comes to my body, and I always have. And I think that it's important. I think at this point, I'm not doing things the right way, and it's affecting my mental health. I'm trying to find the quickest way possible to like lose this weight without necessarily doing it in a healthy and appropriate way. And I'm losing sleep, and I don't have a lot of energy half the time, and you know, I'm existing just, I don't know, it's been a challenge. It's just been a challenge mentally for me, and I want to do things better. I want to do things right, and I want to do things where it's going to better my mental health, not affect it in a negative way. Any suggestions?
Change your life and do it. Like, stop saying, like, I don't know what you want. I don't want. Stop saying you're gonna do it and do it. Like, I mean,
I don't know what I'm so afraid of.
Yeah. Like I don't know, like you've seen, I don't know, like not necessarily nutrition wise, but like you've seen me with other things in my life where, you know, pretty much a year ago I said, okay, I need to do this. And we were chatting a couple days ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, I did it. I did every single thing on that list. Right? Like, but it took work, it took discipline. And if you want the bikini body, then
not
you have
necessarily
to.
Bikini body.
I know.
Like
I'm just
a flat stomach. That's all.
Okay, whatever. If you want a flat stomach, if you want to be your vision of healthy, I think that's
my vision.
That's the right way to say it.
That's the fair way to say it. Yeah.
Then you need to put the work in. I mean,
that's the politically correct way to say it.
That's the politically. Okay. Oh, okay. I mean, look at me. Like I want to be healthy, and I want to be more relaxed and in tune with myself. So I do yoga. Like that's, you know, I get up every day and I make a conscious effort of going to a yoga class.
Yeah. I took a jog this morning. A jog walk. It's interval jogging, but I call it jwogging. I'm copywriting that, so no one steal it. Whatever, you guys can have it. So just a jwogging. I did some jwogging, and then I took an Uber here.
You took an Uber here?
Yeah, I lied and said I took the bus, but I took an Uber. That's why I was late.
You took an Uber from?
It's hot outside,
Okay,
man.
just to give people perspective of the distance between where I live and where Onika lives is hold on, let's see, 1, 2, 3 4, 5, maybe 6 intersections, 8 intersections. We live probably about one.
It took me on a trip. Because you know I Uber pooled, right?
So you Uber pooled? Oh my goodness!
The cheapest one, it was $3.50. Give me a break. But I wanted.
We're like 12 intersections away from each other.
Whatever. I already did my exercise for the day, dude. So I wasn't doing it anymore. But I actually wanted to talk about political correctness because it's not politically correct. We had already had this conversation about calling someone fat. That's definitely not politically correct.
Oh yeah, I mean, I remember when I was a kid, my mom was like, "You can't call anybody fat because your mother's fat," and I was like, "Poof, poof." My mom just said that to me. I was like, "Oh well, yep, okay, there we have it."
Yeah,
can't call anybody fat.
You learn over the years what's correct and what's not correct when it comes to having a conversation. And I know political correctness started off as something that was like a tool that was used to kind of take care when dealing with marginalized or the discriminated against.
Is that where it came from?
That's where it came from. I looked it up on look it up on in the dictionary.
On the dictionary?
Yeah, that's the basic definition of it.
Okay.
But I think we've somehow taken it to like the nth level, like where everything, you can't say anything anymore. Like what's on your mind about people or anything.
You can't really. You shouldn't really offend anybody, I guess. Is that?
Yeah,
what
but
it is?
people. I feel like people are too easily offended these days.
Oh yeah. Well, come on. Yeah. I think so.
Like I don't think I'm a politically correct person. I don't like. I think I try not to hurt people's feelings. But if I have to hurt your feelings, I'll do it.
I'm one of them. I'm more of a just don't say anything. Like I'm gonna try my best not to hurt your feelings.
No, I'll stick the knife right in there if I have to.
I'm
Because some
gonna
people
keep
need
going.
that tough love.
Really?
Some people need that tough love, and
Actually, you know what? If I care about you, if I actually care about you,
if you don't, keep it pushing. But if you
Yeah.
actually give a shit about someone, like you would,
yeah, like you, yeah,
you give me the business.
Stop. Pause. Don't ever. Rat.
Is that not the way you say it?
Don't say those types of like. Come on, yo.
No, I thought it meant.
If you're just listening for your first time, Onika and J.R. Myself, I hate to refer to myself as a third person, but we are cousins. Just stop. Just keep it moving. Keep going. But
you give me heck. You give me heck, right? You give me hell.
Sure. Yeah.
Because you care. And political correctness, like, out the window. Whatever, even if it's something that might offend me, it's like sometimes you need to hear things to like wake you up, to shake you.
Yeah, but you've also given me the quote unquote crazy card, like that I can throw out there. And look, when we're in private, like I don't throw it out in public, but you've given me the crazy card where I can just be like, yo, you're crazy, you know, and like sometimes I forget about that, and sometimes I'll say it in front of other, like if we're in my home and somebody else is here, I might just blurt it out.
Yeah.
And I've seen where I've gotten a reaction of like, oh damn, I shouldn't have said that.
Because you know what, when it comes to mental health, I'm cool. I'm honestly, I always say this, I'm proudly bipolar. I don't say I have bipolar. I'm just like, I'm bipolar, period. That's what I am. So it's a part of who I am. And, you know, when if my family members or friends are like, oh, Nika, you're crazy, like that doesn't offend me. But I do find it offensive when people use mental health terminology to describe how they're feeling, like their moods. Like, oh, I'm feeling rather bipolar today, or oh, I'm such a schizo.
I remember as a kid, that was something you would say to somebody. You're like, you're so schizo.
Like you're
that's
so
something...
schizo.
Yeah.
Like, and like when you use terms like oh gosh, they think I just had a panic attack. I felt like I couldn't breathe, and you don't necessarily know what a panic attack feels like.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm like,
depressed.
So like that's something that I've had a tough time with. Like, you know, like I'm one to, I don't want to like say something that typically I can't identify with. Like I don't want to. So for me, saying I'm depressed, like my therapist has said, JR, you were depressed. Like don't get it. Like you were depressed for a period of time. You're not depressed now.
It was situational.
But it was situational. Like you suffered from a period of depression. Like
so
it's okay.
During that period, you could identify with that.
Yeah.
But when you're having a bad day, like tomorrow, you're not gonna be like, "Oh God, I'm so depressed." Like I'm so
no, I don't.
depressed.
Like I really like sit back and say, no, I kind of know now
the signs.
I don't know necessarily the signs, but I would know if I was in it or experiencing it.
Yeah.
I would be. I think I'd be able to tell now
because it's happened to you before. You know, we're talking about people that it's never happened to. It may never happen to. I'm not saying you're calling anything on yourself if that's what you believe, that some people believe that you might be, but you know, it's never happened to, and they're using the terms to describe, you know, some pretty serious, like complex emotions.
Yeah, definitely. It's I guess it's one of the drawbacks of awareness.
Yeah.
it's one of the sad drawbacks. Is that fair to say?
I would say it is, because these people at the end of the day they're not aware. They're not aware of the seriousness or how politically incorrect it is what they're doing. They're just not. They're not aware. And I don't want to use political correctness conveniently, because I said just earlier, I don't find that I'm completely like dictionary definition of politically correct. I'll say off the cuff things all the time, and I'm not apologizing for any of them. It's how I'm feeling in that moment. And maybe that's how they're feeling in that moment. But I feel like when it comes to mental health, I don't think it even falls. Like, I don't think people think it falls under the category of being politically correct or not. Like, when you say those things.
Oh, not at all.
It's not there. It's not. It hasn't reached the level of like being black, being a woman, being a minority of some other kind. But it hasn't reached those levels. If you look at it, I mean, we're getting to awareness now. So now people with mental health conditions are conditions. I keep forgetting if I'm saying it right or not. It's conditions. Okay. Yeah.
Conditions now have a voice. There was no voice, let's say 15, 20 years ago.
20 years ago. It's true.
So now there's a voice. We're going through a period now of general awareness. We will get to a place where there is awareness and knowledge behind that awareness. Mm-hmm. We're just going through a transition period right now. I think it just in that regard.
Yeah, I think sometimes. I think one of the least politically correct industries is probably the movie industry, when they portray people with mental health issues.
Oh, well, I mean, come on! It's when they portray anybody. It's always a caricature. Of, is that the right way of saying it?
Yeah.
Of whatever. I mean, you look at outside of how many TV shows? Maybe 2 or 3 TV shows. How many of them? Others portray black people in a truly positive light. Mm-hmm. How many TV shows truly reflect the LGBTQ
yes.
Community in a truly representational light? Because I mean I know some people of the L and the G part of that, and I guess B as well.
I know some T's.
I don't. I've never. I
know
guess
a
I've
T.
met. I've never.
We'll have him on the show.
Oh, okay, cool. But and the images I see in the media don't necessarily reflect those people that I know personally. Some of them I didn't even know until they told me. Like, more recently, but that might have been them just just not being in each other's lives or whatnot. But I don't know. It just feels like you could find every group and just say that in the media, in the movies, they're portrayed as a character of the stereotypes.
But I think it's weird also when it comes to correctness, that we're allowed to say the politically incorrect things about ourselves. Like, we could drop an N-bomb, not on this show, but we could drop an N-bomb like what in private or with our family members or whatever. Or gay people could use discriminatory, derogatory words about themselves to one another, but when other people use them, it's like all hell's about to break loose. Now you're being politically incorrect. So I find that very interesting too.
I don't know if we've talked about this before, but so how do you feel about the whole reciting of lyrics in music?
I feel fine about it.
Okay,
I'm not I told you I'm not politically correct. I feel completely fine about it, because if you want to put that in your music and you have followers that are not of that color or gender or whatever it is, then you're opening up a can of worms, and you can't be mad at them for following along, because it's music. That's what it is. It's art. It's art.
And when it becomes popular, people will follow along.
People will follow along, and people will say that word. We might have to have a whole separate episode on that word.
Okay. Well, then
let's not touch upon it now. Let's not touch upon it now.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but I just mean, like, in general though, like, I know people with mental health issues, we have our own terms that we use towards each other, that we will say towards each other. But let someone else, like I said, say it, we're like up in arms. We're like, oh my gosh, we're ready to like attack. Like, it's a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, I can't think of the word. But it's very interesting how how that dynamic works with your group internally, being able to share and be open and have what we would consider polite conversation with one another using whatever terminology you choose to have, versus outside people being disrespectful and not politically correct when they use the similar terminology. So I just think it's an interesting thing. I don't know how to combat that. I don't think people are gonna. I don't have any solutions or anything. I don't know how to combat this happening. But it's just something that is happening, and it makes being politically correct even more challenging because you don't know when you're stepping on someone's toes. Like you don't know until you're already there. I think people need to I was going to say the F word, Mom. Lighten up. Just lighten up.
Yeah.
Just lighten up. Just live your life.
That's what I've been with the whole vitiligo thing. I've been doing that, living my life, because it's like on a daily. I go outside, I'm either gonna get stared at, or I'm gonna get the quick look and then look away, or or you get the smile, or you get the conversation starter. It's just like
where they share their life story with you.
Yeah, like I met this guy from Colombia yesterday. He got off the streetcar at Queen and St. Patrick's station. Mm-hmm. He was trying to get to Queen Station, so he was on the other side of the line.
Yeah.
So I was just walking. He gets off and he's like, "Hey, I'm trying to get to Yonge and Queen." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, Yonge and Queen." I'm like, "Well, you shouldn't have gotten off the streetcar." But he had more like of a Spanish accent. So I'm like, "Oh, he's probably a visitor." So I'm like, "Okay." Well, I'm like, "You know what? You can either wait for the streetcar, get on, and just tell the driver, or you can just walk. I mean, I'm going the same way. It's like 3 lights." He's like, "All right." So start walking, and of course he has a story.
I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy.
No, he's like, because I was wearing a t-shirt and I was just outside.
You're just out and about.
Yesterday. I was in a t-shirt and he's like, "Oh my gosh, I was coming back from yoga class too."
Okay.
So I had the.
You had to mention that.
I had the mat.
You have
too.
to mention that.
Yeah, I went to the grocery store, not the grocery store, to get some toilet paper.
Just tell what is the guy's story, please?
Oh no, I was like, what am I talking about right now? His cousin in Colombia has vitiligo too, and he's like, "You guys have the same build, the beard," and he's like, "Yeah, you look the same," and I'm like, "Oh, great, like that's fantastic." But then we walked for a little bit, and then
is that politically correct to even have that conversation with you, or even like to stare or any of that? Like, see, that's the thing. Like, you don't know.
You know
what? It
what?
doesn't bug you, does it? Like, does it bug you?
No, not at all. I mean, I've been on the subway and some guy I was out with a friend of mine and some guy stopped me on the subway and he's like, "I did a project when I was in." He was probably about my age, so like early 30s, and so he said, "I did a project when I was in elementary school about vitiligo, and I've never met anybody." And we were talking.
He just went off.
Yeah, so that was cool. I mean, and then whatever. I mean, and then there's other times where there was a homeless guy where I typically don't give change to homeless people because I've my concern, my problem,
your perspective,
my perspective. But on this occasion, I honestly probably would have given this guy change because he really looked homeless. Like there was no
super homeless. Like not even like a little like I have a house in the hills.
Yeah, no, this guy
and 5 Benz is homeless.
This guy looked like. Yeah, like this guy was really
down and out,
like really down in his luck, like legit. And I was like, and I passed him going one direction, and I'm like, nah, bro. And then I passed him on the way back, and I was like, nah, bro. And he's like, well, you look like a fucking leopard. I'm gonna bleep that out. Yeah. And I was just like, oh, okay. So
Oh my
you thought of
gosh.
the first thing you could think of, you said it. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. No problem.
It was not polite.
It wasn't polite.
Not
It wasn't
politically
correct. But it's like, you know what? It was fun. But to me, it was like, that was funny. Like, in my mind, I was like, touche, bro. That was funny. Like, that to me, that was a little funny. Like, I mean, you and Cousin D have given me some shots where I'm like, where in the moment, it's like, okay, guys.
The brown cow joke? That one was funny. Like, the brown cow. Remember when we were at the photo shoot? I gave you that brown cow joke? Yeah. That joke was hilarious. If I remember the full joke, I'll give it to you guys later.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was like a moment in time. I just remember that. It brought me back to the moment.
I've never had anyone. I mean, I've had people call me the N-word like when I was little, like the kids that didn't even know better. But I think the probably most politically incorrect thing that happens to me on any kind of regular basis is people staring at my chest. Cause like I don't expose. I don't like I have a very large chest, 36 triple Ds. I'm just going to tell you what it is, just in case you're curious.
Oh, you're just going to throw it out there.
So I'm just going to throw it out there. Poof, 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 poof. So yeah, so they're large, but I keep it contained. Like I have to go to my work, I have to do shit. I keep it contained. I'm contained right now, but it doesn't stop guys from doing a little quick peek down, peek up.
I'm a guy.
Peek down,
I'm a
peek
guy,
up.
I know better than to look at a woman's chest. Like I know better. I totally.
It's impolite.
It's impolite. I know better, but sometimes I can't help it. Like I'm not even gonna lie. Like I can't, and it doesn't. And like they don't even have to be like triple Ds. They could be A cups. It doesn't. Sometimes I just can't. Sometimes you're wearing something.
You just gotta look at a titty.
No, sometimes you're wearing something where it's designed to draw your eyes to that specific
area. Okay, like, fair enough.
You know, and then you're wearing a chain with your name on it, and then you're wearing a top like that's revealing. So obviously, you're asking,
what you want them to
you're
look.
asking me, like you're basically indirectly telling me, hey, look here. And I'm trying my hardest not to look there. I'm looking you in your eyes so bad. So I'm looking you in your eyes so much that you think I'm lying to you. Like, you know,
like this guy hasn't looked down once.
This guy hasn't looked down once. What's wrong with him? He hasn't looked down once.
He's too polite.
He's too nice. You know,
he's too nice. He's too polite.
You know, so it's like that's so. What do you do? What am I supposed to do as a guy in that situation?
Keep your eyes up. Keep your eyes up.
So you think I'm lying? You think I'm lying?
No, I don't even. I just whatever. Keep your eyes up. Keep your eyes up.
But then why do you dress like that? Okay, that's another episode.
That's a whole another episode, my friend. Please, let's stop this. Let's wrap this up. Oh my gosh, I'm getting the signal, guys. Anyways, if you guys have any stories about your food babies, if you've named them, mine has a name. I call her Jasmine.
Wow.
Jasmine. I call her Jasmine. So
she's a princess.
She's a princess. She's just a little, she's just a little lost right now. She'll find her way home. So I call her Jasmine. If you guys have names for your food babies, or if you have any suggestions for me on how to live a healthier, happier life, and I mean like real suggestions, like recipes would be nice or anything like that, then definitely please do get a hold of us. And if you're, on team politically incorrect, send me something politically incorrect. I want to laugh. So, JR, tell them how they could reach us.
Yeah, definitely. You can reach us at dysh, dysh, at daintydysh.com. That's DAINTY, dysh.com. You can also check out Onika and all of her stuff. What stuff do you want to talk about?
My Undefined Love is coming out.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be out by the time you guys hear this. So that was about my baby boo. So I'm very excited about that poem. And I got another journal entry coming out.
Okay, and that's gonna be all on onikadainty.com. That's onikadainty.com. Yeah, you can also check out Onika on Instagram. That's Best of Onika. You can check out me on Instagram, Best of J.R. If you are listening to us on Apple Podcasts,
give us a 5. You deserve a 5.
Yes, please. Yeah, and some feedback. We would much appreciate it. If you're listening to us on YouTube or SoundCloud or any other platform, please give us a like and some feedback. We appreciate it. We will hopefully get around to reviewing it and giving you a shout out.
All right. Well, with that said, that has been the dish of the day. You guys have yourselves a very, very, very happy hump day.